has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
So I haven't talked about this subject yet, really, because a lot of people have already touched on it, and there wasn't really anything new to add. But now, something came out that really bothered me. So got some new information that dropped yesterday that I want to go over that was pretty concerning and lines right up with why I've backed Vic Mignogna for so long, because you just can't go off of what people say, because people are flawed. People have self-interest, and that's exactly what we're seeing in this case of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. So in case you don't know, this has been going on for a while. Johnny Depp has been pretty much put through the ringer because of Amber Heard. He lost his Pirates of the Caribbean job, and I think another movie role, all because of her pretty much saying, believe me, listen and believe. That's pretty much it. And people do all the time. Lives are ruined because of this. We just sat through it for a year and it's still ongoing. If you've been following the Vic Mignogna stuff, pretty much the same situation. Listen and believe. I'm sorry, I just won't do that. I need to see evidence. And this right here is a really great example of that. See how many people believe you. Listen as Amber Heard scuffs at Johnny Depp for claiming he's a violence victim, suggesting court would take her side because she's a slender woman. So I'm sorry. You want me to just believe you with no evidence. This is why I won't do that. And this is a really good example of what's wrong with that whole notion. This man's life has been destroyed, just like Vic Mignogna's life has been destroyed, with no evidence, all based on word. Because there was nothing even happening for a while until Amber Heard went and penned an opinion piece talking about all this stuff, saying that Johnny Depp did all this nasty stuff, despite tons of evidence that she was an abuser. Twitter was having a field day with this, by the way. Amber Heard is the problem and all this stuff. Justice for Johnny Depp was trending. And I really hope this starts a conversation, because this is pretty disgusting. And I find it funny that all of these advocates that push for this whole believe me no matter what stuff have nothing to say here. This is why they hate that anime Rising of the Shield Hero, because it involves all of this kind of stuff. It talks about this. No one wants this to come forward because it destroys narratives and agendas. But I just find this pretty disgusting, and I'm shocked that no one's talking about it. I wonder why no one wants to really make a big deal about this on news outlets. I don't see any of the big shill garbage websites talking about this at all. Nobody is, because they want this pushed under a rug so that their little movement doesn't get destroyed. This is disgusting. So there's going to be more there's going to be more bombshells, by the way, because they're just slowly trickling out all of these recordings. I'm going to go over this little paragraph here and we'll talk about it, but there's more coming. And I can't wait for it all to come out, because this is true justice for Johnny, and I hope he gets his Pirates of the Caribbean rollback. I really do. I don't know how many people know this, because unlike a lot of the trash in Hollywood, he doesn't make a big deal about his PR. A lot of the times he just went and did it. So he always rode around with a Pirates of the Caribbean Jack Sparrow costume, and he would just go pop into children's hospitals and see sick kids all the time. Not looking for cameras, not looking for attention. He just went to do it and didn't make a big deal about it. How, a lot of people try to look for cameras to make sure people are watching so that they can get good PR. He just did it to do it. He just liked making kids happy. So I've always liked that about Johnny Depp. And, it's funny. You see really good people get tore down because, women want to pretty much put these people 6 feet under or something. It's pretty disgusting. So let's go over this real quick. And here's what they're saying. Amber Heard ridicules Johnny Depp for claiming he is a victim in an explosive tape recording obtained by DailyMail.com, telling the Pirates of the Caribbean actor, "See how many people believe you." The estranged couple were barred from talking to each other in May 2016 when Heard filed for a divorce and sought a restraining order to keep her A-lister husband away. But the pair continued to clash over the phone, arguing bitterly about who was responsible for what, and that their marriage was toxic. and accusing one another of leaking things to the press. It's unclear if Heard realized that she was being recorded. I would say she probably didn't know. But I'm glad that she was, because these tapes are beautiful. And I think and I hope they're starting a lot of conversations. Here's what she said. So here's the transcript. "You are effing killing me. Your effing people are trying to take me out," complains father of two Depp as he begs Heard to go through private mediation rather than thrashing things out in open court. "You've turned me into a ... My boy goes to school and says, 'So your effing dad's a wife hitter.'" Obviously says beater there, but I'm trying to mix things up a little bit for obvious reasons. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure this video is going to be demonetized anyway. It goes on to talk about a fight and saying that Depp was leaking stuff to the press. I don't know anything about that. Here's images of what was going on. Obviously, you can see that he's been through some trouble. There's some really nasty stuff, too, by the way, where his finger was, the tip of it got cut. Looked like it came off. Pretty disgusting. But here's the big bombshell. "Do you know I'm 115? Well, not anymore, but I was 150 pounds, almost a 150-pound woman," Heard protest, adopting a jeering tone. She says, "You're going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she really started it? Really?" And there it is. There it is. Basically weaponizing the fact that she's a lady and that he's a man, and saying that, well, they're not going to believe you, Johnny, but they're going to believe me. You really want to go down that route? All of the evidence that's been put out by Johnny Depp has really pushed that he's a very innocent man. He's coming with receipts, which I love. And she really doesn't have anything. All she's had so far is her word, and that you need to just believe. Where are all these advocates now, huh? They got nothing to say, no support for Johnny Depp? Nothing. And what's been really great is there's been big petitions to remove her from Aquaman 2, which I love. I hope she gets booted off. In fact, I heard there's rumors now that Warner Brothers is considering doing just that. They're considering removing her from Aquaman 2, and I hope they do. He lost his role. He lost his role as Captain Jack Sparrow, and it would only be fitting if maybe she got some blowback for this, because she's not going to get any. Unless people make a rise and a ruckus about it, they're not going to do anything. She's going to keep getting work. And you know what's going to happen? The media is going to brush this under the rug. And you know why they're going to brush it under the rug? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. So this is why I'll always support people like Vic Mignogna, because I need to see receipts. I don't see any receipts from Amber Heard. I just hear the same old rhetoric that I need to listen and believe, or I'm some kind of istophobe. I don't think so. This is why I side with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, what a brilliant man, covering his ass like that. And now he's putting out real gold mines. This one just came out. There's going to be more leaked. I promise. There's more coming. And it's only going to get better. And, you know, I just think it's really disgusting that none of these big sites, none of these big news outlets, they're not covering this. But you know what? Like a rock blows over against Vic Mignogna, they'll put a 3-page op-ed out on that. But they don't cover this. They don't cover this at all. Really shows you who the real scammers and liars are. I'll tell you that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. What do you think about this? What do you think about this whole believe in her thing? I think this is a pretty big bombshell, and that's why I wanted to put this out there. I really felt like covering this one. Also, make sure you're still subscribed. That's a thing going on, obviously, because I'm supporting Depp in this situation. So of course, I'm not going to get to keep my subscribers. Jimmy Kimmel gets to keep his, though. In fact, you might get unsubscribed to me and then wake up subscribed to Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow. I'm serious. This is a real thing going on with YouTube. There was a really good study that showed that they're pushing like late night talk shows above everything right now. I don't know why. Like, no one wants to watch this old, tired format of people sitting behind some desk, these fake people interviewing fake people like Amber Heard. Anyway, yeah, make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.